Mississippi Delta, the Delta, historic, timeless, and chock full of culture. But like any part of this great nation, it's had its ups and downs through the years. Currently, the economic state of the Delta is abysmal. Few places to work, little to no commerce in some towns. We can thank the Great Depression for turning the Delta into just another cultural mecca that sons and daughters leave behind, never to return. See, we're told that with an education, the sky cannot hold down our potential. But just the same as its marshlands, the Delta's economy was bled dry, leaving locals with little to no options in terms of educating themselves, much less their children.
You do not have the camaraderie between the local communities and the school districts. The school districts work at a higher level than what the community probably could understand to function with the education of their children. So that has put us at the tail end of the spectrum.
Today, the Delta is in fact the poorest area in the United States of America. The state of Mississippi is one of the worst performing in terms of educating its children. And equally upsetting is that there are currently no efforts being mounted by the state government to bolster Mississippi's capacity for early childhood education.
The one ingredient that's really missing in terms of making the Delta, giving the Delta really an opportunity to flourish is a great education system. When you get students in kindergarten that don't know the difference between an A and a Z, they don't know the difference between red and blue, between a circle and a square, all of those things should be taught before children ever arrive on the first day. And so if children are just starting to be exposed to letters and letter sounds, then there's a lot more work to be done.
Many will tell you that there is no solution to this problem. But sure as the Mississippi finds its way to the Gulf, progress finds its way to more and more of the Delta's children each year. The Early Learning Corps program, or GPS as they've come to call themselves, is creating its own standard for early learning right here in the Delta.
The significance of the Early Learning Corps program, which the members have now renamed to the GPS Squad, which is guiding preschool staff, and they felt that that was a double meaning since GPS systems also have to do with guiding. The original purpose and the continuing purpose of that is to build capacity in the Mississippi Delta so that we have a higher quality of early childhood education that is delivered by people who have grown up and understand the positives as well as some of the negatives and some of the challenges that the Delta affords the individuals who live here. The GPS Squad members came in at 8:30 and left at 4:30 every day, 4 days a week. They were there in a classroom setting about 6 weeks, and then they went out into the field for a month, and then they came back for another 6 weeks and went out in the field again. Then they came back and went out one final time.
Some of the trainings that the guides go out and provide is on interaction, book reading, proper sanitation procedures, which all of this stuff will be important for children as they grow on and go into school age years.
And I think that actually the reason those 8 ladies were chosen was because of the fact that you could see the passion in their eyes and you could hear the urgency for using their voices.
Each with her own personality, born in the Delta, these women are passionate for the betterment of the place they call home, eager to see change.
I always had a goal set that I wanted to come back and give back to my community. and I feel this is a great opportunity.
Our kids don't have anything to do. They don't have any recreational places to go, and the only thing they do is hang out on corners. And I want to be the one to, make that change, and not just working in the early learning centers, but I want to be able to work with older children as well.
I mean, we learning a lot, and we taking it into the child care facilities, and I know that we're going to make a change.
In June, these ladies were no longer participants of the Early Learning Corps program, but graduates, certified technical assistants, ready to tackle early education in their own backyards, helping to put the next generation on the right track, and in the process, helping the rest of their home state to reevaluate its stance on early education.
I learned information, a lot of research that taught me to be a better person, that taught me to actually want to help children, give them, I guess, some of the things I didn't receive coming up.
I look at life different now. Now I consider myself as being more professional at all times. Before I applied for this job, I used to always shut down. I didn't really like to take criticism. I was afraid of it. But now I'm more open, and I don't let nobody try to talk me down to doing what I want to do.
The program has made me a better person, and for my children, it made me a better mother to my children, because things that I didn't know, I have learned, so I'm being better to them, and I just read more to them and just be more involved in their school life and their everyday life as I can. Dr. Grace, Krista, and Kimberly always tell us that no matter what we do or what we come across, just remember that it's for the children.